Good afternoon, welcome to Iffley Road in Oxford. It is the 2022 Varsity match between Oxford University and Cambridge University, live on the Sportsman and Our League app this afternoon. I'm Matt Horton alongside my co-commentator Richard Calver. These two sides playing today this afternoon for the KJ Lee Trophy. Cambridge, the current holders, after a 14 points to 6 win last year, but Oxford won the previous 11 occasions, and Richard here played in a couple of those victories. As far as it goes for Student Rugby League, there's no bigger rivalry than Oxford and Cambridge, is there?
No, it goes back. It's one of the oldest in the world, especially this game for the players. Really big chance for them to finish their season strong and show what they've been training all these two terms for.
These sides in good form. Oxford have only lost 2 games this season, both against Birmingham. They're going to come in as slight outsiders though, aren't they? Yeah,
Cambridge have had an amazing season. They're unbeaten in their division. They're still in the cup. They actually knocked out the Oxford second team out of the cup, and they've got a really strong side. So Oxford up against it here, despite being in the league above.
It's a blustery day here. We've had a walk out on the pitch. The pitch is really firm. It's a really good track for playing rugby league on, isn't it?
Absolutely. There was a bit of rain, looked a bit greasy, but now it's dried up, and it promises to be perfect conditions for throwing the ball around and having a bit of fun.
You've had a look through the team lineups, which we'll go through in a bit. Who should we be looking out for this afternoon?
So Oxford, the slightly lighter side, probably slightly more nimble. Look out for their 2 pivots. One of those being Jack Gordon. Jack's been around for about 3 years now, used to play with me, and then Charlie Hughes as well. Look out for Dan Haslett in the row as well, new player, very promising for the future. In terms of Cambridge, Elliot Stockdale, their captain, a really class player, captaining the side, been in there for a few years now, played a lot of rugby league, and Hugo Lloyd-Williams, the man of the match from last year's Varsity, is still playing again at loose, so 2 to watch out for there.
So those are your players to watch out for here this afternoon. Kickoff is at 2:30, but before we get to kickoff, I caught up with both head coaches a short time ago. So I'm here with Rob Ashton, the Cambridge coach. Rob, it's always a big occasion, the Varsity match, isn't it?
Yeah, look, for the past, I've been involved now for 5 years, and you can't not feel a tingle on Varsity match day. You know, you got the 2 massive universities, you got the heritage, you got the rivalry. We've done well to sort of chip away at that result and pick up or break the 12-year losing streak last year. So, you know, we're quietly confident of going back to back.
Is there a little bit more pressure bringing an unbeaten record into this today?
Well, our unbeaten record is only 1, but yeah, we'll you know,
meaning more generally in the season.
Oh, in the season, yeah. Yeah, I think we can kind of park that. It's Varsity is just such a big event. It's such a separate event. You know, the boys they've gone through the season. They've gone through the Bucks year. They've been undefeated. They've played really well. But the focus at the end of that just, you know, switched to the Varsity game. And for the past 2 weeks, it's been nothing but focus.
How have the preparations gone?
Wet and muddy. You know, we've had to deal with a storm in the middle of the prep. So, but it's been good. You know, it's been well guided. We've got good team captains involved this year. The players have all bought in. Very rarely missing a session. If they do, it's only through injury, and even if then, you know, they're coming down and watching to make sure they're up to speed with what's going on.
And for our viewers on Our League and the Sportsman this afternoon, can you pick a couple of guys we need to be looking at?
I'd keep an eye on Hugo Lloyd-Williams. He was the man of the match here last year. He's playing at loose forward for us today. We got Elliot Stockdale playing in the halves. He's the general. He'll be guiding people around the pitch. He's done it all season so successfully, and he'll be the leader out there.
Rob, all the best for this afternoon.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
With Tom James, the Oxford coach. Tom, home game today. It doesn't get any bigger than this, though, does it?
No, really excited. The boys are really excited today. It's the return. Last year we were away to them. It's the revenge back at home for us, so yeah, we're really excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah, the KJ Lee Trophy slipped through your hands last year for the first time in over a decade. Is that motivation for today?
Huge. Like last year was really close. It's the sort of game we want. You know, it's a close game. Is how we want the fixture to be every year. It should be like that, and it's really exciting that it's getting more like that now. But yeah, 12 years we had it, and last year we let it through our fingers in a tight fixture. Yeah.
And how much does it mean to the boys to have it broadcast on the Sportsman and Our League?
The excitement and the buzz this week around that has been huge. We've got all boys all over the world. We've got a lad down in Australia who's signing in at 1 a.m. to watch this. So yeah, they're mega excited, as are the boys.
And how have your preparations gone?
Really good, very positive week, quite a relaxed week. It's about, bringing together the things that we've worked so hard all season to get right, and training looked like that this week, and it replicated exactly how we want to play the game.
I think there's been some team bonding going on this week. A few trips to the barbers.
So yeah, it's a tradition. It's been going a while now, the Schlid. So the boys getting very creative with their haircuts. There was one particular one this year around like some headphones that were great, and again, all boys get involved with that. They're always sort of feeding back and going, "Oh, love that." It's almost like artwork.
And finally, for our viewers on Our League and the Sportsman, can you just pick a couple of the boys we need to be looking out for this afternoon?
So both our spine is pretty good this year. Our dummy half likes to jump. He really likes to take on the line. Our fullback's a danger man, sort of jumps in at points where you don't expect him to be. So yeah, the full spine I'd say look out for, and then our centres are really good at breaking the collision, and then a solid prop.
Tom, all the best for this afternoon.
Thanks very much. Can't wait.
So good afternoon, welcome to Italy Road. Matt Horton alongside Richard Calver here for the 2022 Varsity match between Oxford University and Cambridge University. It's a lovely afternoon here in Oxford. The rain has stayed away. It's a very firm pitch as well, so hopefully it will encourage some good, strong attacking rugby league here this afternoon. Welcome to all our viewers on the Our League and the Sportsman who are joining us here in Oxford this afternoon. We're already aware of people in Australia who have got up at 1 o'clock in the morning to tune into this game here this afternoon from Oxford. Right, let's have a look through the lineups then. First of all, for this afternoon, so Tom James has picked his Oxford side. He's got James Milford at fullback, Milo Wills, Max Peacock, Brian Quizera and Harry Folkard in the backs. The half-backs, Charlie Hughes. Keep an eye on Jack Gordon, he's in his third varsity this afternoon. 10 is Ryan Perry, 9 Jaden Reeder, and the other prop is Joe Endicott. 12 Dan Hazlitt, 11 Lewis Green and Barrett, and the loose forward is Joseph Grosvenor. On the bench, Dan Cotton, Gus Sandham, Oscar Bishop and Oliver Bottle. Rob Ashton leads his unbeaten Cambridge team into this game this afternoon. They've not lost all season. They've got Ted Chatfield at fullback wearing 15. Owen Hanford, Ben Subbers, Reuben Brown, Max Murphy in 5. The halfbacks, Elliot Stockdale and James Mahon. Up front, Alex Froud will wear 20. Richard Denzel Bowen, Toby Green, Max Holcock, Ben Shalamak and Hugo Lloyd-Williams. On the bench, 14 Todd Tunley, 19 Alex Allen, 16 Harry Deeks and 17 Tom Allen. Our referee this afternoon is Michael Overson. The touch judge is Mark Timbrell and Ben Aldridge. Just to let you know, this afternoon we will be playing 2021 rules. The book season has transgressed 2021 and 2022, so we will not be seeing any scrums here this afternoon. So if you are wondering why, that's the reason. It's because the book season has continued and the guys are going to stay playing under the same rules they have done all year. Richard Calver joins me here this afternoon. Richard, great to have you along. Thank you very much for joining us. A two-time former Blue and a two-time winner as well. Are you looking forward to it this afternoon?
Good afternoon, Matt. Thank you for having me. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for old players to come back and support the current crop. I know that this game promises to be a very close fixture, and I'm excited to see some hard-fought rugby league and to see my old club as well as Cambridge in action this afternoon.
We've already gone through. You've played with some of the Oxford guys out there this afternoon. The Oxford coach, Tom James, wasn't quite specific about which players he was going to pick out. If you have a look through that card, who should we? I mean, Jack Gordon's been tipped to me by Russ Walker up in Barrow as one to watch out for this afternoon. Who else should we really be keeping an eye on?
So absolutely, Jack Gordon's been around for a few years now. I played with him back in the day and he loves pulling the strings. His partner there, Charlie Hughes, also really pivotal in moving this ball away from the middle. I think Oxford are very aware that Cambridge have brought a few big lads here this afternoon, so they'll be looking to move the ball away from the contact, see if we can move these props around and play on the edge.
We had a walk out on the pitch earlier. Fortunately, we're not too far away from the river here, so the pitch trains really, really well here. We are at the home of Oxford Rugby Union. It's pretty firm out there. It's quite surprising. There's a bit of a boggy patch down in front of the scoreboard, but apart from that, it's a really good track to play rugby league on.
Absolutely, the pitch looks amazing despite the weather we've had. It promises to give us the opportunity to play some proper rugby league this afternoon, really throw the ball around, so I'm excited to see what both teams can pull out and see if we can move the ball left and right today.
Earlier this afternoon, not too far away from us, the club's reserve sides met in their varsity clash this afternoon, and it went the way of the Light Blues. Cambridge coming from a 14-0 deficit with 14 minutes left. And they got over the line by 16 points to 14. After having a chat with Rob Ashton, he left the game when they were losing by 14 points to 0. So, can Rob take any credit for leaving the game?
Well, luckily for Jamesy, he also left the game at the same time, so we can't blame him either. I watched the game for the first 20 minutes, and it looked like it was pretty even, although Cambridge was struggling to complete some sets. Speaking to some of the guys, it seemed as though we lost our heads a bit, started to drop the ball, failed to complete in that last 20, and Cambridge came on really, really strong. A few injuries to key players in that maroon side meant that Cambridge were able to get a bit of a march on and get over the line.
Oxford, of course, had a great record in this, 11 straight victories, wasn't it? Until the blip last year, it could almost be described as. Cambridge took the money home by 14 points to 6 last year. That's surely got to be motivation for this Oxford side.
Oh, absolutely. I know, speaking to some of the present players, they're upset that our 11 win run has been brought to an end, so they're very much looking to get back on the bandwagon here. Although I think it's really important that Cambridge come out and continue to put out these dominant performances. It keeps the game close, keeps it competitive, and it's really nice to see that Cambridge are coming out with a strong side now.
We mentioned this to Tom, the Oxford coach. There is a tradition of some rather silly haircuts from the Oxford boys before they go out on the paddock for the Varsity match. You've just seen one in shot there. Did you do it?
I did. My mum was horrified at the two I pulled out with. It's just a tradition that we do. Instead of having socials in the build-up to Varsity, instead we get the clippers out and you sit down. The tradition is that you have to arrive and you have to recommend what haircut you should get. If it's not deemed suitable, then the captain and president will decide what haircut you get for you.
I have seen a couple of reverse BA Baracuses this afternoon.
Yeah, there are some absolutely horrific haircuts on show. You don't really want to be seen anywhere near these guys after lights out. But it's good to see that the tradition's carrying on. I think it's also really important that it's built on trying to remove any narcissism from the game. Nobody's playing for themselves, nobody's trying to show off. It's very much a team effort, and by mutilating your head, that can help, apparently.
There is a good crowd rolling into Iffley Road at the moment as well. It is great to see this game being supported so well.
Yeah, and it's great to see or to hear a lot of Cambridge fans coming down. I think in the past it's been reasonably one-sided in terms of support, and that home advantage has been big. Yet here we've heard a lot from the Cambridge fans and less so from the Oxford fans. The Oxford fans are slowly trickling in, so it should be about 50-50, which is great to see.
And obviously this game has been played at some prestigious venues, the Twickenham Stoop, Headingley, just to name a couple. It's been played on a home and away basis in the past couple of years. Do you think down the line this could be a platform today to get this back into a big venue, a neutral venue again?
I'd love to see it at a neutral venue. I think it just increases the scope of the game. Somewhere that both sets of fans find it easy to get to would be great. And just to promote it on that stage. I know that Oxford and Cambridge are not necessarily associated with rugby league at the moment, but it'd be great if they can increase their fan base in the future. So I would love to see it be promoted somewhere else. But for the time being, I really enjoy that competition that you get from the home and away, but it'd be great if we can expand it from here.
Oxford have a bigger prize to get today as well. That's potentially snapping Cambridge's unbeaten run this season. They've gone unbeaten throughout the Bucks South East League so far this season. That's a big target for Oxford, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That'll be added motivation. I mean, you always want to win a varsity match and you always want to beat Cambridge. I'm sure Cambridge always want to beat Oxford. But to end an unbeaten run for them this season, that would be the icing on the cake here for the Oxford team.
So we are a little bit behind kickoff here. We were scheduled to get underway at 2:30. We are just waiting for the players to get out onto the paddock so we can get underway. Once again, just a reminder, if you are joining us here on the Sportsman and Our League for the first time, we are playing pre-January rules, so we will be having lateral turnovers. We won't be having any scrums here this afternoon at Iffley Road. So, just trying to establish what the delay is to kick off here at the moment. Both teams have gone through the warm-ups, and is that the guard of honour from the reserve team that we're about to see?
That is. I think there's a bit of cat and mouse who wants to come out last from the changing rooms, but these are a lot of the old boys from Oxford waiting to congratulate their side on selection and wish them luck for the game.
Cat and mouse in the changing room. Are they arguing about who's coming out first? This obvious away team, get on there.
You'd have thought, but who knows at the moment? They'll just be getting their final words from the captain and from the coaches, and then I'm sure we'll see them soon.
Michael Overton, our match referee, just blow the whistle, tell them to get out there and let's crack on and have a great game of rugby here this afternoon in Oxford. For those of you not familiar with where we are this afternoon, Iffley Road is very, very famous. I think it's just over to our left, isn't it? Where the running track where Roger Bannister completed the first ever sub 4-minute mile back in the 50s. So there is just going to be a slight delay.
In 5 minutes' time.
So a slight delay to kick off. We're going to kick off in 5 minutes' time. So what we'll do, if you have just joined us here on Our League and the Sportsman this afternoon, we'll just recap the two lineups for you. Starting first, we will go through the Oxford side then. And Oxford have James Milford at fullback, Milo Wills in 2, Max Peacock, Brian Quizera at centre and Harry Folkard on the wing. Charlie Hughes and Jack Gordon are the halves. Up front, Ryan Parry the captain, Jaden Reeder and Joe Endicott. And the back three, Dan Hazlitt, Lewis Greenan Barrett and Joseph Grosner. On the bench, Dan Cotton, Gus Sandham, Oscar Bishop and Oliver Bottle for the Oxford head coach Tom James. Cambridge then looking to defend the KJ Lee Trophy after their 14-6 victory last year. They have Ted Chatfield at fullback. He will wear 15. Owen Hanford in 2, Ben Summers in 3, Reuben Brown in 4, Max Murphy in 5. The captain Elliot Stockdale is at 6. He's been picked out as one to watch this afternoon, and James Mahon is in 7. Alex Froud at 20. Richard Denzel Bowen is the hooker. Toby Green, Max Holcroft, Ben Shalamak and Hugo Lloyd Williams, another player picked out by Rob Ashton to keep a close eye on this afternoon. Locks the scrum in jumper 13 on the bench, Todd Tunley. Alex Allen will wear 19. Harry Deeks and Tom Allen in 17. Rob Ashton is the Cambridge head coach.
For me, it's really nice to see a lot of the old players coming back. There are a lot of familiar names on this Cambridge team as well. Despite the COVID setback and last season being somewhat disrupted, it's really great to see both clubs putting out strong sides, both first and second, which bodes really well for the future. Yeah.
I do believe somebody said Cambridge are currently trapped in their changing room. I don't know. Probably a door issue.
Locked out of the changing room. I think they're struggling to get to their boots and their match shirts, but I'm sure one of them is strong enough to open it, hopefully.
Okay. It's a big occasion. Pete Nuttall, the voice of Rugby League, is here with us also this afternoon. I think you can hear him coming through on the PA system as well. Thank you for joining us on the Sportsman and Our League this afternoon. You can sign up for Our League as well anytime you want. You get free exclusive content. You'll get into the Super League prediction competition as well, which you can take part in every week. And also the Sportsman Twive have 20 live and exclusive games covering the Challenge Cup Betfred League 1, Wheelchair Rugby League and Women's Rugby League coming up throughout this 2022 Rugby League season. This is just a great add-on game for today, and the growing coverage of the game. Obviously, you don't live in the heartlands, Richard. You're based down on the south coast. How good is it, the increased coverage of Rugby League that we've had this year?
I think it's outstanding. Any way that we can get Rugby League to more people, get it broadcast, get the fan base to be bigger, get more people playing, has to be a good thing. So I'm really glad that we were able to broadcast this game and to hopefully expand its horizons in the future.
Plenty of fans in this stand. Feel the stand shaking here at Oxford this afternoon. So Cambridge have finally got into the changing room, got the kits, and they are out there. They are going to kick us off and play right to left. There is a bit of a breeze going down Iffley Road from left to right, away from the scoreboard, as Oxford make their way out onto the field. Oxford in the dark blue shirts this afternoon. They're going to get first use of the football.
Nervous moments for both sides, but I think it's really important here that Oxford keep their heads. I know that the nerves will be wrangling, I know that mine were, but just getting that ball in your hand, just running hard and making sure we complete this first set is really important.
So it will be Cambridge to get us underway. Michael Orbison is our match referee this afternoon, and it's going to be the boot of Elliot Stockdale that will get us underway. The Oxford players are just in a huddle, so we are ready to go, and we await the whistle of our match referee Michael Orbison. There's going to be a lot of adrenaline pumping here now, isn't there, as Ted Chatfield gets us underway. We're underway in the 2022 Varsity match, and that ball takes an awkward bounce, but it's well dealt with by Milo Wills, and Oxford will start 12 away from their own line, as Captain Ryan Parry with the first carry. 3 Cambridge defenders quickly in there. They'll try the short side with Green and Barrett.
3 carries from experienced members of the team there first up, trying to settle the nerves of this team as we get into it.
So Reader at dummy half looks to scoop. That was picked by the Oxford coach, as it's back with Max Peacock. Gets the kick downfield high. That's caught on the wing, and Chatfield has to recover. Field's just in front of the goal line. How good's the chase? It's not bad. It's led by Brian Quizera. Not a bad opening set from the Dark Blues.
Absolutely. Just play it simple, get rid, complete your set, and let's play in their half. It looks like a good defensive set from Cambridge, but a good chase from Oxford. A very 50-50 start.
So, there's Denzel Bowen at dummy half. As Denzel Bowen at dummy half gets it down that right hand side, and it's the first penalty of the afternoon. It's deep in the penalty count, deep in the set as well.
I know that Oxford pride themselves on their hard five and getting off this line in defence. It looks like a few of the Oxford players were a bit too keen there and snuck up a little bit early. They'll have to watch that in the future, because now the ref will have that on his mind.
So they will start a couple of metres over halfway.
Cambridge in the past have looked to play quite expansively from the off. They've looked to spread it to their wings early. It'd be interesting to see with their larger size whether they decided to keep it narrow to start with, or whether they continue to move the ball.
As Froud with the carry, we've got a man down. That doesn't look good. It's not moved. He's just being told to stay still by our referee. He's gonna. Looks like it's a bit of a head injury, this one. It's getting checked by the trainer.
This would be a real loss for Oxford. The club president, Joe Groves, has done a lot for the club this year despite COVID. They need to keep him on the pitch as a bit of a figurehead, but it looks like he's going to take a few minutes.
Yeah, he's going to need to get checked out. It is definitely a head injury, and it means an early entry into the game for Oliver Bottle. It's got to be safety first. So Oliver Bottle gets out there. And it's Joe Grosvenor who will get checked out as we get back underway. As Shalamak with that carriers. Oxford do look to go deep to Chatfield. Chatfield's found an edge. Early transfer. Cambridge gets it away out into that corner, and Cambridge have the first try of the afternoon. Max Murphy it is who gets in at the corner. 3 minutes on the clock. Cambridge are on the board. Max Murphy with the try. It's the first real time, Richard. They've put that shape and shift onto that right hand side, and it's been fruitful for them.
Absolutely, they've looked really, really aggressive in those early carries. They're making yards from the off. It's hardly surprising that we get a bit of quick ball. Perhaps Oxford could have slowed down that tackle a bit, put a few more men in. They get forward ball, and Ted Chatfield looking electric on that edge to find the winger for the score.
Great support, made it to that edge and got in. Here we go again.
It's a really nice outside arc from Chatfield here. Just getting round the back of that defence and then straightening up nicely while giving that simple offload.
Everybody did the job right there, didn't they? Everybody had a line to run. Everybody's run that line. And as a consequence of that, it's put Cambridge on the board early here.
One thing you can guarantee about any Cambridge side is that they'll be well drilled. They always come and they always know what their shapes are going to be, and they've always got a game plan. That one executed to perfection by Cambridge.
Here's Chatfield then off the sideline, kicks away, might hold up in the wind. It's got chances. Oh, and the flags are up here at Iffley Road. It's the 2022 Varsity match here on Our League and the Sportsman. And Cambridge lead by 6 points to 0.
Really important that Cambridge don't get shaken here. They need to make sure that this is a good defensive set, try and trap Cambridge in, and then win some good ball to attack from.
As we wait for a football to get back to us, and Joe Grosvenor just below us, he's just trying to prove he's okay to us. We're at time off. Well, it's a tee we're missing, not the football.
I have a feeling that might be the end of Joe's afternoon. I think the physio, Matt Querrell, is not that keen to let him back on the pitch yet, so he's looking a little bit annoyed, but maybe just taking a few more minutes to assess how he is.
And obviously in this day and age, it's all about getting it right with head injuries, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I know he'll be disappointed if he has to wait to get back on. He'd be very keen to play this game for all the work that he's put in, but it's really, really important that we put player welfare first.
So Oxford will get us back underway. And Cambridge then. Good charge from Toby Green. As it's with Alex Froud.
Immediately we can see Oxford struggling to number up a little bit in defence here.
As Cambridge then try the short side with Max Holcroft. Denzel Boyne at dummy half. Out to Shalamak. Denzel Boyne at dummy half. Looking to kick, and that option's been shut down. Good line speed from Oxford. It is last tackle now. Here is Stockdale. Gets the kick away. It's not the best. And here is Milo Wells, and it's good field position for Oxford now, Richard.
Absolutely, that's exactly what they wanted to do there with that defensive set. They've got themselves in a position with the ball where they want it, so let's see what they can do from here.
Good scoop from Lewis Green and Barrett. Here's the Oxford captain, Ryan Parry. As Reader gets into dummy half. Charlie Hughes at first receiver. Again, looking to put some shape on. There's Oliver Bottle's first involvement in the game from the bench. Reader at dummy half. Goes to the left-hand side to Gordon. Short pass. On the last tackle. They'll come to this right-hand side with Hughes. Hughes goes for the kick across field, and it's bounced up, and there's a late hit, and there's going to be a penalty for Oxford, and chance to go again here.
really excited to see some attacking intent. I know something that James has been working on a lot with the squad is working to a mark and playing off it. I know in previous years the criticism that the Oxford team has received is aimlessly playing in that attacking third of the pitch, but it'd be nice to see if we can work to a mark here and then work off some shape.
And they're going to get on with it with Ryan Parry. Reader at dummy half to Gordon. Here's Charlie Hughes. Hughes for the line. He's going to be held just short. Got numbers to the left here. It's gone that way as Gordon puts a little kick down, and it's not come off, and it's come up for Cambridge. And third tackle kick, not really the option, was it?
Not really the option, but we don't mind the intent. Absolutely get it in the Cambridge mind that we might be kicking in early, see if we can slow that line speed a little bit. But a good defensive set from Cambridge. They've managed to get away there. 2 sets on their line without conceding.
So, Cambridge then bringing it away from their own end. That's Alex Froud, and it's a second penalty for Cambridge. Offside again, second time they've gone too quickly.
It's a real shame to see just not working that extra half a yard back. It's really punishing Oxford at the moment, and it's giving Cambridge an easy out here after a somewhat extended period of pressure.
So Cambridge get the football back again. Good run, good after contact meters that.
I know something that Cambridge are really cherishing this year is having some big middles with some big impact, carrying hard, making good yards. And they're doing that well today here in these first 20 minutes, really earning the right to play wide.
Shalamak again with the carry. As Denzel Boyne at dummy half to Stockdale. Out the back to Summers down this left-hand side. Chance here for Cambridge. Good cover tackle that though from Green and Barrett. Cambridge on the front foot again. Here's Max Holcroft. Last tackle as Denzel Boyne goes to the right hand side. Here's the halfback Mahon, gets it away out. They've got chances, ball's been dropped. Play on is the call, and they've scored again. It's a second try for Max Murphy. Referee's given it, and Cambridge have a second try of the afternoon. It looked like there was an error in there somewhere, but Murphy's got his second try, and Cambridge lead by 10 points to 0. Didn't quite see it. We'll catch you on the replay.
Yeah, it looked like there might have been a hint of a knock-on in there, but maybe it's the referee's deemed it's gone backwards. It was a pass that went to the floor, maybe. And fair enough, the ref says play on, then you've got to play what you see. Again, a really good attack from Cambridge, bringing it to the left edge, then taking it straight back to the right. Not giving up on any ball there, so a really good attacking set from Cambridge. But Oxford maybe a little bit rabbit in the headlights here. They need someone to put their hand up. One of the leaders in the team just settled this side because they're very much in this game, but just a few defensive errors letting them down there.
I think Oxford were a little guilty not playing to the whistle there.
Perhaps, yeah. As soon as it hits the floor, people tend to celebrate the knock-on, but definitely there was a bit of a fragmented defence which Cambridge took advantage of. And to their credit, Murphy attacking that line really hard and making sure he gets the ball down before that whistle goes.
So here is Ted Chatfield, successful off the sideline with his first kick. Gets the second one away, and that one's been waved away. So 10-0 here to the Light Blues. We mentioned about the starts and a bit of nervous energy, and Cambridge have really settled quickly.
They look a really professional side. They look like they've come here to do a job. They're all very clear about what that job is, and they're really enjoying their rugby. They're not afraid to throw the ball around, but they're also not afraid to carry hard, and it's reaping its rewards at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what Oxford can pull out now, because they need someone to make a few big carries, a few big hits. The last defensive set of the kickoff was good. They'll need that again to build from here.
Dan Cotton is out there now. They've lost another player of Oxford. Looks like a shoulder injury. It's Max Peacock who's come off, and that's lost 2 players in the opening 10 minutes potentially here.
Well, Dan Cotton, an ex-president of the club, he's played a lot of rugby league. This is his 3rd year in the club, so that's not a massive loss in terms of experience, but a shame that Max's afternoon's come to an end.
And here is the first error of the afternoon. Max Holcroft has come up with it, and Oxford have got a chance to get back into the game straight away.
I think it's vital here that if they don't come away with points, they're going to need a repeat set. Really important to stretch this Cambridge defence and see what they can come up with, because they looked a little bit vulnerable in the last Oxford attacking set.
Just a reminder, if you are joining us, we are playing under 2021 rules, so it is lateral turnovers. No scrums here this afternoon. That's been the case in the Bucks League throughout the year, as Joe Endicott with the carry. It's Reader at dummy half. Goes to that left-hand side to Gordon. Here is Dan Hazlitt in the headgear. It's Reader at dummy half. Looks to go on his own. Jaden Reader. Can he get Oxford back into this game? There's Hughes at dummy half to Gordon. Again, that early kick, and it's bouncing all over the place, and it's been pushed dead. And it's going to be a 20-metre restart. And again, a third tackle kick.
You can see what he's trying to do. There's a lot of space in behind that Cambridge defence. But I think Oxford just need a few more hard runners to hold those defenders, look to go out the back and then spread the ball wide, which is something that Cambridge have done very well so far.
It's just been told to play it in centre field. Reuben Brown just a little bit over keen.
Reuben's had a few good games for Cambridge, repeatedly scored 2 tries in the last game, but he's managed to stay humble despite that. So good to see that he's doing well for his club.
As Froud with the carry, and it's a third penalty. And referee's not happy with this. He's pulling the Oxford captain out. I think he's just said that's 3 penalties. Do you want to get sat down?
Yeah, some frustration starting to come through for Oxford here. I can see why they're annoyed. They're really looking to take the game to Cambridge, but they've got to do it within the rules, and there's no point giving away penalties on the third tackle.
So, finds touch, and they'll start a couple of metres inside.
It feels quite end-to-end at the moment. It seems that teams just go from defending their line to attacking the opposition line. I think both sides could do with trying to set up a few sets in the middle and getting a good completion to build the pressure.
It's Holcroft with the carry then. There's this shape again. Here's Alex Froud. And he's lost it getting up as Alex Froud. Second error of the game for Cambridge, and Oxford will get it back. Second tackle error. It's a bit of a relief for the Oxford defence.
Absolutely. It's just interesting to note that these Oxford fans that have come to watch are slightly subdued at this start. Normally they bring the noise and act as a bit of a 14th player on the pitch, but here they're slightly quiet. So we need something to cheer about, and turnover in defence is something that might get us going.
So then, what can Oxford do? Ball in hand. As Reader at dummy half comes to this right hand side. Good carry from Endicott. As Dan Hazlitt is a couple short of halfway. Early kick this time from Charlie Hughes, looking to find the sideline. And that will find the sideline. It's not a 40-20. It's a good kick though.
It's a great kick to relieve some pressure.
Need to back it up with defence now, don't they?
They definitely do. They need to trap Cambridge in as far as possible, and again get another platform to attack from. But good to see that they're looking to play in the right area of the pitch.
So it will be a lateral turnover.
For me, that last exit set from Oxford just looked a little bit passive. I think a few players getting their lines wrong and their timing wrong a little bit. Just needs to calm down and make sure they're running at full tilt to get the most out of these carries.
It's Holcroft with the carry. Still got 2 out this time. Offload finds Lloyd Williams. As Cambridge look to exit their own end with Stockdale. Denzel Boyne at dummy half. Here is Lloyd Williams again. Getting through quite a lot of work. Last tackle. This kick comes in from Mahon. It's well taken by James Milford at fullback. And again, it's decent starting field position for the Dark Blues.
Absolutely, it's a great defensive set. We've kept them under wraps as far as possible. A few big hits. Let's see what we can do with the ball now.
As Brian Quizera with the carry.
I think it'll be interesting to see when we get to about that 20-minute mark whether both sides decide to make any changes, move some middles around, see if they can get some fresh legs on. I know that Oxford pride themselves in the depth of their squad.
That's been lost in contact. And Cambridge get it back 10 short of halfway. Toby Green gets 5 short of halfway. Try that right hand side, and that's going to be a penalty for a late hit. That's another one. Penalties killing Oxford in this opening 20 minutes. That's 4 they've conceded now.
Yeah, I don't know whether slightly harsh. I might just have a word with the ref and say, oh, he sold me a good dummy, sir, but it doesn't go down in this day and age, unfortunately.
The old prop forward excuse used to be, I got there as quick as I could, sir.
I think you've got to commit. When you've got long legs like that, you can commit from a few metres away. I think that's slightly harsh.
And looks like there's an injury here now to Toby Green. Doesn't look good, does it?
No, not at all. He looks like he's in a fair amount of pain there. So wish him all the best.
If you are just joining us here, 2 Max Murphy tries in the opening 10 minutes have put Cambridge ahead by 10 points to 0 with a goal from Ted Chatfield. Cambridge are playing into the breeze here in this first half as well, here at Iffley Road. It's great to see a great turnout here as well. The bar is doing a roaring trade.
It's good to see that one of the old players has set up his own weekend hash brown van, and he's come to sell some hash browns. So good to see him back, and he's always been talking about his secret ingredient, and I can't wait to try some of those later.
He's just to the side of the stand, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He is. He's brought his friends. He was he played pivot for about 6 years during that 11-year win streak, so he was a really important player for the club.
This doesn't look good. And it is going to force the Cambridge coach, Rob Ashton, into a change. Oxford have also lost 2 players injured, haven't they, in these early moments? Max Peacock being one, and Joseph Grosvenor, the president, the other one. And Peacock looks like he's done. Toby Green is coming off. Thankfully, he's up and walking. Harry Deeks gets out there. So we're back underway. Here is Lloyd Williams. As Cambridge look again to go to this right-hand side. Here's Chatfield into the line. Got to the edge again as Chatfield puts the burners on, ball in one hand. They're getting a lot of joy down that Cambridge left edge defence at the moment. Here is Shalamak. As Summers at dummy half to Mahon. Goes short this time to Alex Froud. Last tackle to this left-hand side. Long pass. Oh, it's been put down, but it's going to give Cambridge another set of 6 on the line. Milo Wills going for glory. Would you have backed him in a foot race there, Richard?
Oh, I don't know. It's one of those 50-50 options that he could have been a hero, but unfortunately he's put this defence under more pressure. I don't know whether Oxford could just be a bit less polite in the tackle. Seems like Cambridge are getting some quite fast play the balls, and it's giving them a platform from which to attack. I don't know whether we can get a bit more niggle in there and pin these players down, because with these hard runners, they're getting a really, really nice play the ball to attack this fringe.
And Cambridge on the front foot here are going to go from 10 metres out. Big test of the Oxford defence. Comes to this left-hand side. Alex Froud. As Denzel Boyne at dummy half. They've got numbers to the right. As Lloyd Williams out the back finds Chatfield. Out for Murphy. Murphy for a hat-trick, for a first-half hat-trick. He's over the line and he's just been pushed back into the field of play. Great defence from the Dark Blues, but Cambridge still on the front foot as Shalamak puts a ground quickly. Here's Stockdale. Chatfield's switch lines, needs to go. Oh, Ben Summers just lost his footing, and it was a great tackle. Here is Holcroft, and Holcroft's held 5 away from the line. Last tackle again to Stockdale. Stockdale kicks wide. Murphy collects. Murphy hot hands back onto the inside. Back to Murphy, and it's gone to ground. That's a huge chance blown for Cambridge.
That's a huge chance blown. That had try written all over it. Oxford have got away with one there. That left edge in defence proving a real problem for Oxford. Cambridge seemed to have 3 or 4 players unmarked there throughout that attack. So they've really got to look at their spacing there in defence. But unfortunately, Cambridge just didn't go to hand there. But it looked good off the kick.
So still 10-0 in favour of the Light Blues.
I think there's Stockdale really showing his class, pulling the strings, just getting the ball, putting a good kick in and moving that ball from left to right.
And now Cambridge looking to muscle up on defence as Oliver Bottle with that carry. First line break of the afternoon from Green and Barrett. It's a good set so far from Oxford. They are 10 short of halfway as Reader at dummy half goes to that left hand side. It's Bottle again looking to offload. Penalty. Second one of the game for Oxford. Huge boost.
Really good carry there from Lewis, Green and Barrett. He's one of the players that's been around for a few years, and he's certainly someone they'll look up to and needs to make good carries. I know he spends a lot of time in the gym. He's been claiming 170 kilos squat. No one's ever actually seen that in the flesh, but they're seeing some really good leg power through the tackle.
And it's a great touch finder, and they'll start in the red zone. So, what have the Dark Blues got up the sleeve here? It's going to be Ryan Parry with the first carry, the Oxford captain. As Reader waits at dummy half, comes to this right hand side. It's going through the hands to Milford. Reader tries the same side with Hughes, gets it to Hazlitt. Dan Hazlitt just held up by Max Holcroft, and it's going to be another penalty, back-to-back penalties for the Dark Blues.
Again, good pressure. They don't need to stress this. We don't have to score off that first tackle.
They might score here
unless we can
with Ryan Parry, and Ryan Parry's ruled held up on that first tackle. So he needs to go back to the 10-metre line. Reader at dummy half to Gordon. Chance here. Needs some quick hands. It's made it to Harry Folkard on that far side. As Reader at dummy half likes a scoot. As Milford was caught ball and all. Reader at dummy half to this right hand side. Here it's Gordon again. Lewis, Green and Barrett. 5 away from the line as Reader at dummy half comes to the right to Hughes, gets it out for Brian Quizera, and Quizera a metre short, last tackle. Big chance here, crossfield kick from Hughes looking for a jump. It's come off an Oxford player, it's gone dead, and it's going to be a 20-metre restart.
So frustrating there. It's gone over the head of the Cambridge player, and Harry Folkard was in unmarked, but the Cambridge player has just done enough on that right wing to put him off. But a good attacking set, but again, good Cambridge defence to keep them out, and Oxford still 0 on the board.
As Denzel Boyne scoots, and that's a penalty on that second tackle. And he's had a bit of a chirp to the ref. That's criminal.
Oh, it's just lazy. No one needs that. You've got to be better than that. Got to show some respect, but also you're not helping a team out, so no one wants to see that.
So Cambridge cross halfway, still 10 points to the good here at Iffley Road. As Cambridge try down this right edge again with James Mahon. Here's Ben Shalamak. It's Denzel Boyne at dummy half. Mahon tops it off to Hugo Lloyd-Williams. As Denzel Boyne at dummy half pops it up eventually to Max Holcroft, and it's a forward pass that's been given from the touch judge, and Cambridge will turn it over third tackle.
I think both sides are really struggling to complete here. I'm struggling to remember a period of play where we get a couple of complete sets, a couple of good kicks. I think that's helping Oxford out rather than Cambridge disrupting this flow of the game. But if Cambridge are able to build some pressure complete sets, then they do much better.
Change here for the Light Blues. Alex Allen in 19 gets out there. And it's Max Holcroft who's gone for the breather, as Oliver Bottle with the carry. Here is Ryan Parry. Oscar Bishop in 17 has sneaked out there for the Dark Blues as well. They go through the hands to Dan Hasler. As Reader jumps from dummy half. It's the two back rowers who've been changed. As high kick from Charlie Hughes. Tester here for Ted Chatfield, and Chatfield's done well in heavy traffic, but it's a great chase.
It's a good chase. It's an excellent kick under pressure, really helping us slide out here. Cambridge under the cosh a little bit in their own half, but a few good scoots and they'll be out of trouble here.
So Cambridge stuck in their own end. They're looking to go from deep with Lloyd Williams. Here is the substitute, Alex Allen, who's just got out there. Here is Alex Froud. It's a good run from Alex Froud after contact. Last tackle though. Cambridge have completed the set. They're happy to get out of there as Elliot Stockdale gets the kick away. It's going to bounce nicely though for Milford. Bit of room for Milford to run into, and Oxford are just winning the territory battle at the moment as they get their fourth penalty of the afternoon.
They are another good defensive set. But whether this translates into points is yet to be seen. I think it's really good to see that the Oxford hooker, Jaden, is trying to put some pace on this ball. He seems to be the only one that's really injecting a bit of pace in the Oxford attack, and he's getting yards because of it. He just needs a few players running off his shoulder to make the most of that.
Fair play to Michael Overson. On the fourth penalty, he had a word with the Oxford captain. That's the fourth penalty Cambridge have conceded, and he's had the same conversation, so that's a great touch finder.
I think a really key 10 minutes for Cambridge here with their changes made to see whether they can continue to keep that pressure. Their middle's making good yards with their carries, or will that keep going with the changes?
So they'll start 15 away from the line. Here is Ryan Parry. A try here before half-time will be the boost the Dark Blues need, as Reader at dummy half gets it to Hasler, who's moved into the middle. Reader at dummy half to the left-hand side. It's just a little bit too slow for Oscar Bishop, but Bishop gets the offload to Ryan Parry. Chance here for Oxford, out into the corner, and they're in! The home side are in. It's a try for Oxford. Harry Folkard is in at the corner, and the Dark Blues are back in it here at Iffley Road. Oxford get their first points of the afternoon. It's Oxford 4, Cambridge 10.
Finally on that left edge, they've had a bit of luck. They didn't kick on third this time. It looked like a good offload there.
From Oscar Bishop.
From Oscar Bishop. And then Jack Gordon just pulling that last defender, Harry Folkard, with a left step infield and over the line. A good score for Oxford.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Dark Blues.
Absolutely. Looking at the scoreboard, 10-4 is not a disaster. I think that the play has been mostly with Cambridge and they've looked quite dominant in the control of play. Oxford have had a few good defensive sets, but this game is very much up for the taking here.
And we are just at time off at the moment. We have got a Cambridge player down. Struggling to see who it is. But Oxford hampered with 2 injuries in the first 10 minutes as well. Losing Max Peacock and Joe Grosvenor so early in the game as well.
So traditionally this game has had 4 substitutes. They've kept it at 17 aside. That means that the second teams get a full complement. As both clubs have grown, there's potential to expand that, but they've stayed true to that this year. I really hope that those 4 subs don't run out and that we stay at the full complement. But there's always a danger with injury. But yeah, as you say, Oxford down 2 of their subs already, but hopefully no more injuries.
So Oxford then going to get the chance. It is going to be an injury that will require a replacement. We'll bring that to you in a couple of secs. But suddenly it's game on again here, isn't it, Richard?
Absolutely. I think Oxford have done well not to just implode here. Despite the early pressure from Cambridge, they've weathered it. They've conceded 2 tries, but they've got themselves on the scoreboard, and there's everything to play for here. Interesting to see how Cambridge respond. They had a lot of possession and looked good down the right. We've not seen a lot from them in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So
crucially, it's one of the Cambridge halfbacks who's made his way off. He doesn't look good. It's James Mahon. That could be a huge blow. As the kick comes in. The flags are up here at Iffley Road. It's the 2022 Varsity match. It is Oxford 6, Cambridge 10, as Charlie Hughes puts the points on for Oxford. Game on.
Absolutely, we needed that kick. As you say, annoying for Cambridge to lose one of their main players. It looks like he's holding his wrist or his hand, so definitely not going to be able to pull the strings anymore. So how will they adapt to this?
Tom Allen out there now. That could be a big blow, couldn't it?
I think a big few minutes for Elliot Stockdale as the other pivot. Can he run the game both sides? Can he manage this side? A man with a lot of experience and a lot of ability. He's going to have to really step up to help his side on both edges here.
Alex Frood has gone for a breather as well. And that's an error from the kickoff by Charlie Hughes. That's not what you want, is it?
That's probably the opposite of what you want in this situation. Pressure straight back on Oxford. Real chance for Cambridge to have a direct reply to Oxford's score.
Todd Tunley out there as well for Cambridge, as is Tom Allen, as Lloyd Williams. As Tunley at dummy half goes to that right hand side. They're going for this right edge again. Here is the 2-try scorer, Murphy. I think they've rearranged by putting Todd Tunley to half and Denzel Bowen's going to run as the other halfback now, as Ben Shalamak with the carry, 5 away from the line. Denzel Brown pops it up to Tom Allen. He's a big bopper, isn't he?
That was a hard carry, but they've done well to keep him out there.
Here's Hugo Lloyd-Williams, couple away from the line. As Tunley waits at dummy half. Tunley gets it back. It's on here. It's with Chatfield, and look to go back on the inside on the last tackle. It's not the worst place to turn the ball over.
No, a great effort from Cambridge, but good defence from Oxford. They were up to the task there. Got away with one after dropping it off the kickoff. But good to see some competitive rugby league in that half. Cambridge again down that right, looking threatening, but Oxford managing a good scramble down that edge.
So it will be a turnover.
It seems like Cambridge are making a lot of change at the moment with injuries, players shuffling around on the pitch.
He's got a bit of claret
on that brand new white shirt as well with the chevron. What a shame.
So Tom Allen has got a bit of claret from the nose, so we're just going to get that cleaned out. No doubt he'll get back out there very shortly. Crucial Oxford complete and get out of dodge here, isn't it?
I'm sure half an eye's on the scoreboard. Let's get into half time, let's regroup and let's go again.
As Jaden Reader waits at dummy half, goes to that left hand side, and Dan Cotton. Here is Ryan Parry, who's got through a lot of work, the Oxford captain, in this first half. To try that left-hand side with Ollie Bottle as Reader trying to go up through the hands. It's made Oscar Bishop in centre field. Here is Hughes, gets it to Hazlitt for Brian Quisera. As Oxford on the attack. Great exit set this. And they're going to get another set. That wouldn't have been a knock on, by the way, because the ball was going up, so charge down. As Parry goes. Reader at dummy half, comes to this right hand side. Here is a big chance for Brian Quisera, and Brian Quisera is in, and we are locked up here at Iffley Road. Got the repeat set on the back of the error, ball moved to the right, and Brian Quisera gets in, and from absolutely nowhere this game is level, Richard.
Absolutely, and I think the most worrying thing for Cambridge is you can now hear the fans. They've got the supporters behind them, they're on the front foot, and now I think it's Cambridge that are hoping they can get in at half-time without any more damage.
We're pleased to say Max Peacock's back out there, but it's at cost of another loss. Limping Oxford player.
He seems to be hobbling around. I don't know whether he seems his knee is quite heavily strapped, whether he's done that again or
Dan Cotton.
Dan Cotton, utility player, very useful player to have on the bench, can fill in at most positions, played pivot in my last year, but looked to be coming on the wing or centre here.
Yeah, he was playing in the centre, but Max Peacock still holding the shoulder a little bit, is back out there. And now Charlie Hughes has the chance to nudge Oxford ahead as we head towards the break. Kick comes in, it's going to be waved away. So we're locked up at 10 here in the 2022 Varsity match. Well, great comeback from the Dark Blues.
Absolutely. It seems like he might have deliberately miskicked that just to make a game of it to please the fans, because that was quite a long way wide. But good to see Oxford coming back into the contest. As I said, I wonder whether this reshuffle has affected Cambridge a bit and there's some confusion over what's going on. They looked so solid in the first 20 minutes. They need to go back to finding that structure and running hard in the middle, I think.
Hugo Lloyd-Williams has gone for a breather. Alex Froud is back out there now. Just to let you know, we are on a rolling clock here at the moment. We have had a couple of injuries, so there will be probably about another couple of minutes left in this first half here.
I think this might land on Charlie Hughes here after the last restart.
It's aimed that way. It's clean hands this time. As the gas of relief go around the main stand.
I certainly breathed a sigh of relief. The heart rate's gone down a bit.
He's going to have to surrender there just to prevent the obstruction. It's going to dramatically change the team talks of both coaches as we get towards half-time, isn't it?
Suddenly there's a question mark in these Cambridge heads. They were very much in control of this game. I think Oxford were slightly struggling to come up with an idea of what to do. As you say, now that's the other way around. I think actually half-time will benefit Cambridge here, just slowing this game down, the reset, and we go again, maybe get some of those big ball carriers back on the pitch.
Reader at dummy half. Good hands from Stockdale inside to Bishop on halfway. Last tackle. It's another complete set for the Dark Blues as the kick comes in from Hughes. Jump ball, well taken by Owen Hanford. That was in some heavy traffic.
A great contest in the air. It looked like an Oxford arm got on it, yet it still got underneath it, still managed to control it. That's super play.
It's Chatfield in from full-back. Tunley waits at dummy half. How crucial with the drop ball when Max Murphy fumbled a hat-trick possibility.
Oh, 14 or 16-0 is very different to or what would have been 4, I think. 16-4 is very different to 10-0. But
here's another penalty deep in the half. 7th penalty that Oxford have conceded in this first half.
And Max Peacock is struggling there on the left edge for Oxford. He's not a happy bunny. Looks like his shoulder or collarbone maybe.
Still trying to get some movement into that shoulder, isn't he? Cambridge's potentially last opportunity this first half. They'll start from 30 metres out.
I'd love to see them swing it left and then attack down that right edge where they've had some luck so far.
So here come Cambridge then. Harry Deeks with that carry as Tunley at dummy half goes to the right hand side to Denzel Bowen, who's now playing in this half back role. It's Tunley at dummy half. Here is Ben Shalamak. It's Tunley to Denzel Bowen. Good shape. Gets them 15 away. A couple left in the set. Tunley at dummy half to Stockdale. Stockdale pops it up to Froud. Hit ball and all there. It's a great hit, and Alex Froud quickly wrapped up. There's a tenaciousness about this Oxford defence at the moment. With Stockdale. Stockdale drops it onto the boot. That's the heaviest part of the pitch. And he's recovered just about. It's going to be a goal line dropout. No, hearts in mouth time as Milo Wills almost comes up with a big error.
Yeah, had a double grab of that ball, but again, I think very clear that Stockdale is really running this play. Both of those phases have gone through his hands and a good nudge through. So definitely one to watch for Cambridge here. He's managing this game nicely.
So still time for another Cambridge set. It's going to be. It's a decent kick. It's well taken by Alex Froud. He's going to wind up. And just how much of a passenger is Max Peacock down that left edge at the moment, though? As Shalamak with the carry, gets 15 away from the line. Tunley at dummy half. To this left-hand side, here is Stockdale who gets it off to Alex Allen. Tunley at dummy half, Stockdale again. And they're 10 out, and that is half-time. Here at Iffley Road in the 2022 Varsity match between Oxford and Cambridge. It's been a rip-roaring first 40 minutes here. Cambridge got 10 points to the good. 2 tries from Max Murphy, but replies from Harry Folkard and Brian Quizera have levelled things up here at half-time. Richard, your thoughts on that first half?
It swung both ways. I think Cambridge started really well, and it looked like they were just going to dominate this game. The first 20 minutes, the 2 scores were theirs, but then a few injuries, change of personnel maybe, change of fortune, and Oxford to come back into this, and it's all square and everything to play for.
Right, so let's have a look through the first half highlights here at Iffley Road. So it was Cambridge who got the game underway. Here is Hugo Lloyd-Williams. He put some really big carries in early doors.
Yeah, I think those Cambridge middles did a great job for their team, getting front foot ball and a few quick play the balls. The Oxford were a little bit poor in pinning them down, but also giving away some offside penalties.
Here's the first try. Ted Chatfield getting to that left-hand Oxford edge. Just numbered up wrong, haven't they?
They've just not numbered up wrong. They're not drifting across, and they're leaving that winger a 3-on-1 to defend, which is just never going to work, really. We've bought the dummies hard there. I think we just need to be more alert to the other threats.
And maybe for this second try that's coming up in a couple of moments' time, this was a chance for Oxford. There was a penalty for Oxford on the back of that, wasn't there, that they elected to run?
It was a little bit of a dud kick. I appreciate the effort, but unfortunately not executed.
Yeah, Hugo Lloyd-Williams has got through a ton of work in that first half, hasn't he?
A really good carry. Look how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Oxford players involved in that tackle.
And these are the kind of shapes that we've seen. Here was the chance down this left-hand side. It's great cover tackle, this.
Yeah, Lewis Green and Barrett really putting his body on the line there. Possibly could have given that ball with a 2-on-1 outside, but super defence. But again, a really simple shape, but executed quite well at pace and really showing the narrow Oxford defence.
And then here was the second try. Just a little bit guilty of not playing to the whistle, Oxford, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. They all switched off. You can see their arms up, pointing at the ref, pleading to go back for the knock-on. Much better if they just try and make the tackle and stop them getting over in the first place. So switched off for a little bit and got punished, quite rightly. A good finish from Murphy there on the right.
Then Oxford got the way back into this game. There's a superb offload in there. Still trying to put these little kicks through, weren't they? And they were guilty of kicking on the third tackle on a couple of occasions when they were downtown Oxford.
They were. I wonder whether that's because the attack was a bit flat, so it was lacking a little bit of coordination.
That was a great shot on Toby Green as well.
Yeah, good to see Ryan Parry there putting a good hit in as club captain this year.
And here's the bomb chance. This is the big moment of the game, isn't it?
It is. I mean, good leg drive, good carry, still making yards after contact there. Again, 3, 4, 5 Oxford defenders in. And a bit of a mess on the floor. But then couldn't quite finish in the corner. The ball not quite going to hand.
This was another chance that's gone west, and that was the knock-on from Milo Wills.
Yeah, I'd love to have seen him streak down the right, but it wasn't to be.
But again, look, this great shape that Cambridge keep getting themselves into.
Again, a good hit. If they can get that ball away, it's looking like try time in the corner.
Getting the timing and getting the runs right. Look, Ted Chatfield's had a big influence on this game from fullback.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like a bit of a danger man. Oxford keep kicking to him. I wonder how sensible that is.
This was the big chance. Ball was back inside. It was Reuben Brown. Ball only needed to go back to Max Murphy. It had got in the corner. Still 10-0 at this stage. It would have been a really long way back.
And it's a great kick, and it's great support play. This offload here, just off the kick, is excellent. A bit of a basketball pass. And if that pass just goes half a metre back, Cambridge are in and laughing and really controlling this game. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. But that's when the tides really turned, I think, when Oxford started to play some proper rugby.
And this is the first try. Coming up in a moment. That was the effort from Quizera, which was just short. And again, trying the high kick.
I think Cambridge have looked really solid under that kick. I don't think they've ever looked like dropping it despite a few traces.
Here's the first try. Great offload from Oscar Bishop in the middle of this. Gets it back to Parry. And then good hands. Jack Gordon involved in that. And it was Harry Folkard in at the corner.
Absolutely. The good step inside. Jack Gordon just delaying his pass a little bit. And they've had a bit of luck down that left edge, deciding not to kick here as he did the first 2 times, but then getting the reward that they need. And a super kick from the tee as well to level off the score. 6.
And then this one, just before the break, brought Iffley Road to its feet. Again, great shape, got the numbers right. And it was Brian Quizera who got over. This one's straight from the training paddock, isn't it?
It looks like a stock move that they practiced a lot that they actually botched, but it's worked out quite nicely in the end. And also coming from an exit set was a really good way to score that.
But it's all even here at Iffley Road. It's been a fantastic first half here on our league and the Sportsman. Stick around, stay with us. We'll be back with the second half very shortly indeed.
So half time, first down.
Welcome back to Iffley Road here, live on our league and the Sportsman. 10-all it is at half-time. Matt Horton and Richard Calver along with you here this afternoon. Big thank you to Mrs H, who's just provided me with a hot drink, because it is a little bit nippy down here in Cambridge this afternoon. You look cold, mate.
I am absolutely freezing. I've got my little fleece on, but unfortunately it's not doing bits for me, but I hope the rugby does.
I'm going to put you in the feet of both coaches now. What do you think's been said, first of all, in the Oxford sheds?
In the Oxford sheds, I think James, you said more of the same. Let's keep going. Let's keep this momentum doing what we're doing. I think that they're completing their sets a little bit better. So stay to the basics and continue to move this ball.
And what will Rob's message be to his light blues?
So I think Rob is saying, remember how it was in that first 20 minutes. Let's get back to that. Let's trust our middles to get us some ball. And then let's look at attacking down these edges. Oxford looking a bit fragile on the edge. We haven't seen much down the left edge of Cambridge, but can they stretch this defence and see where the holes are?
Of course, both teams have been affected by injuries as well. But crucially, Hugo Lloyd-Williams is back out there for the Light Blues in this second half, as we have the opening set. And here he is, Hugo Lloyd-Williams. As Tunley at dummy half. Gets it back. Kick comes downfield. And that's close to a 40-20. It's been ruled just short, but it's a great opening set from the Light Blues.
It's a great kick, and it really just eases the nerves in the second half, puts them on the front foot, and allows them to attack this Oxford line and see if they can make a few dominant hits.
If you are just joining us here on the Sportsman and Our League this afternoon, we are playing what could be classed as the previous rules, so not the ones that changed at the end of January. We're on the 2021 versions at the moment that have been played in the Bucks competition all season. They don't want to change the way they've played it for the last month or so of the season, as Dan Hazlitt with the carry. As it's back. Well, there's one off the training. That's straight from the Melbourne, straight from Craig Bellamy's playbook, that one.
They love that move. That one's been around for a few years now.
Oh, good hit. Good hit.
Yeah, Jack Gordon won't mind. He'll be straight at it. I'm sure we'll have a word. He'll try and put a shot on later.
As Elliot Stockdale with the kick. It's been flung back in field. He's done well there as Max Murphy, the two-try man. You could just see, we've got visions of this opening 20 minutes of this second half just being an arm wrestling. Teams are going to trade, possibly trade set for set, and it's about not making that mistake, isn't it?
Absolutely. It seems like it's gone up a notch in intensity at the cost of throwing this ball around. I think it's a bit of an arm wrestle. Let's see who can stamp on the other.
As Hugo Lloyd-Williams gets Cambridge over halfway. As Tunley at dummy half. Stockdale. Here is Chatfield into the line. That was a mile forward, to be fair, and it's not been picked. It's flung back in field. And Cambridge still have the hand on ball. As Stockdale then goes for the crossfield kick in the direction of Max Peacock, and Max has done well there. He went off early doors with a shoulder injury, and he did look to be struggling, didn't he?
He's done very well there. He looks very composed despite three Cambridge shirts all around him, giving them some footwork and brought some yards through side.
As Oliver Bottle will play it to Jaden Reeder, and he's just going to get Jaden Reeder to go back and play the ball in the correct place. That's a nice touch there from Reuben Brown, as the Oxford captain Ryan Parry with the carry. As they go down this short side, as Jack Gordon with the kick. It's going to bounce nicely. It's bounced back into Oxford hands and will play on with a zero tackle. Got to modify the kicking game, Oxford. They are playing into this slight breeze that's blowing down from left to right.
Yeah, I don't mind that kick. I think it's quite smart. The area seems to be covered, but maybe there's a little hole in behind, forcing them to take the catch at full pace, hit the ground, but unfortunately the bounce not quite with either side there.
Tunley at dummy half then to Lloyd-Williams. Good ball to Allen. As Stockdale switches, he's going to put the kick in, gets it behind Max Peacock. Needs to sit up, it has done. As Milford gets back there, and Milford puts the footwork on and leaves Reuben Brown grasping for thin air.
Yeah, the crowd loves that. I think this is a much more cagey opening to the second half from both sides. But I think watch out for Brian Quizera there for Oxford. He's putting a massive shift in defence at the end of that second half, keeping those Cambridge middles quiet. But again here, he's putting in a real shift this afternoon.
Jaden Reeder jumps from dummy half. Gordon tries this short side, and Oliver Bottle. Again, it's another complete set. Both sides at 100% in this second half, as Hughes goes high
tester here for Murphy, and Murphy spilled it, and there comes that first error of the second half, and it's going to be Oxford ball. And we were saying they've traded for set, and we were waiting for that first error.
That's the second time they've kicked to Murphy this second half. I wonder if there's some kind of tactic to kick into this left-hand corner. I don't know what the wind's doing right now, but whether that gives them an advantage. But they seem to be targeting this left edge a little bit, and that's paid off this time. We'll see if they can make anything of it.
Alex Froud gets back out there, and it's one of the Allen boys that's coming off. They're both heading off at the moment. Wrong one, yep. It's Alex who's going to come off. Tom's going to stay out there. But first big opportunity of this half then for Oxford.
It's really important that they ask a question here. They don't want this attack to fizzle out. They've got to make sure they stay on that front foot like they finished the first half.
Dan Haslett with the carry then. Ball's got out to Reed. A great ankle tap from Alex Froud there. As Oxford then down this right hand side with Hughes, gets it to Quizera. Oxford then. There's the dummy from Hughes. Hughes for the line is just short, inches short. And it's been knocked on in the middle of there. And the chance has gone. Jaden Reeder just couldn't get that in. And it's disappointing, isn't it?
Such a shame. Just an error on the play the ball in a really, really good position. But good to see that Oxford are alert to the Cambridge defence switching off there, attacking where the space is. But Cambridge doing a good job in the scramble and just getting under that ball on the line.
Tom Allen has been withdrawn now, and Ben Shalamak, who's got the ball in hand, is back out there. Oxford now really looking to muscle up in defence, aren't they?
It seems to me that they're
and they've ruined it.
Well, they ruined it there, but they seem to be consistently putting three into the tackle, which I didn't see in the first half. Maybe the message was, let's slow this Cambridge ball down, because that's where they were getting their attacking platform from.
Not going to risk the touch finder. It is a big pitch here at Iffley Road, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Famously, I think the university loves the fact that it's a big pitch, but it does pose some serious problems for teams playing on it.
As Froud with the carry. Did you say earlier it's the same dimensions as Twickenham?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the pitch was copied from Twickenham, so that the pitches would be identical if you were to compare them. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm sure someone will correct me if it's not.
We are at the home of Oxford Rugby Union this afternoon, and we thank them for being generous hosts as Ben Shalamak down this right edge is put to ground by Jack Gordon. Hopefully one of Jack's ex-coaches, Russ Walker, is watching on with pride this afternoon as Lloyd Williams is put to ground 5 in the Oxford half. On the last tackle, it's back to Stockdale, and Stockdale goes low this time, finds the gap, it sits up nicely for James Milford. Definitely, I think the message in half-time, Richard, has been complete. Don't do anything stupid.
It seems that way. I don't know whether that's because the scores are level and the nerves are starting to show. This is a varsity match after all, a bit of a cup final, but both sides are certainly going about it in a more structured way, and both are completing their sets, which is good to see, and the tussle continues.
As Haslett with the offload then, second phase for the Dark Blues. Here is Oscar Bishop. As Reeder at dummy half gets it to Hughes. Hughes puts the kick in behind. That's a great kick. It's been knocked on as well, and it's going to be an error, big error from Ted Chatfield, and Oxford are going to get to go from 10 out.
That's an outstanding kick there, a great platform for attack, and a super opportunity to try and seize this game by the scruff of its neck. See if we can swing it left, get to a mark and play off that. It just seems to me that I called it at the start that Cambridge would try and play down the middle and Oxford go down the edge. It seems to me that actually it's the other way around, and Cambridge are looking to exploit these edges and Oxford are having a bit more luck down the middle. I think we're yet to see the Oxford edges really penetrate this Cambridge defence. I'd love to see Milford with some space and ball in hand, because he looks electric.
And we looked at the two sides as well, and Cambridge much the bigger side, aren't they?
Yeah, their middle's definitely weighing more. They're looking slightly more dominant in that tackle. So maybe it's just a bit of nice footwork from Oxford, or I'm not really sure, but they certainly are getting a bit more luck in and around that middle area.
So huge chance coming up.
One thing to watch out for is at 60 minutes, the Blues, the Oxford University Blues, have what we call as Quez time. Quez is their fitness coach, and the last 20 minutes of the game is famously when they score most of their points. So looking out for that, that's in 9 minutes' time. Can their fitness prevail? Is that what's going to give them the edge here?
So big chance for Oxford then. Oliver Bottle is taken off. Joe Endicott gets back out there. What have the Dark Blues got up their sleeve then? As Bishop. Defence, look how they've been sucked in on this left-hand side. As Gordon is wrapped up by Shalamak. Just keep an eye on Owen Hanford just on the switch here as Hughes tries to go on his own. 3 tackles gone in this set. As Reader at dummy half to Gordon. Chances here, big chances. Gets it away. Oh, and it's been put down by Harry Folkard. When Joe Endicott should have just dummied and gone. He'd have scored himself. What a huge opportunity blown for Oxford.
Oh, it's really tough to watch. Cambridge had theirs in the first half or in the past. Didn't quite go to hand to Murphy. Oxford have had theirs here. I think it's now fair to say that it's all square in terms of missed opportunities. But that seemed like anyone would score there, but just threw it off the pitch instead.
Joe Endicott, he could have just held on to the ball.
Oh, I think anyone scoring
he would have
there,
scored.
I think my grandma's scoring from there. You just need to run over the line.
It's Lloyd Williamson. That could be a big moment in this game. As Cambridge then look to clear the lines. And that spoilt it now. Parry conceding the penalty, second one of the half. And that just compounds the missed opportunity, doesn't it?
It does. I wonder whether that's just a reflection of the frustration. It's been such a cagey second half. Our temper's going to boil over. Oxford worked really well to get that overlap, but unfortunately couldn't convert that to a try.
As Hugo Lloyd-Williams again with the carry. Stockdale gets it to Shalamak. Tunley at dummy half. Tries this right-hand side and Reuben Brown. As Cambridge then just make their way into the Oxford half as Lloyd-Williams, who's got through... He's 2 carries a set each time, hasn't he, Hugo Lloyd-Williams?
Again, but look at the man that stopped in there, Brian Quizero. Okay, he didn't make the tackle completely, but he stopped that momentum straight out.
As Cambridge now tried the left edges on the last tackle. Stockdale puts the kick across field. Here's Brown on the chase. It's been dropped. Chance here for Murphy, and it's a hat-trick. A hat-trick for Max Murphy. Kick's been dropped by Harry Folkard, and it's the first try of this second half. 54 minutes on the clock, and it's Max Murphy who's got the try. How many times, Richard, have we seen it in a game of rugby league where at one end a huge chance goes begging, and then the team come down to the other end and get a try? It's a big, big swing.
Oh, it's a massive swing. I think that's a massive game-changing moment for me. Again, that man involved in both, Harry Folkard, just couldn't quite take that pass. And then under that high ball, the chase was good. I don't think the pressure was extreme. I think also the pressure on that kick from Stockdale was not as intense as it otherwise been. He's put it on the dime, and that's the bounce has worked, and fair play, a good nudge and a good set from Cambridge.
And as that last tackle started, we could see Reuben Brown screaming at Elliot Stockdale, kick it this way, kick it this way. Stockdale's delivered on the kick, Folkard's lost it, and there they've got the benefit of the try.
A man with a lot of experience. I think this is his third varsity game. It's good to see him pick his head up now and see what he can do for the team. But yeah, absolutely, that's definitely swung in Cambridge's favour, and a very well taken try and a very well executed kick on fifth.
Kicks waved away from Ted Chatfield, so 14-10 in favour of Cambridge here. Here we go. Here's the try. Just look at him in the bottom of the screen there. Hands up, screaming. Kick it this way. And fair play to Elliot Stockdale. He's delivered.
But look how much time he's got on that kick. He's got given 2 or 3 seconds to think about it. Where's he going to put it? Behind Harry's head. He's got to turn around, try and catch it over his shoulder. Never a nice kick to take.
Poor Harry Folkard. As we get back underway.
This left edge for Oxford now, 4 players that have all played 3 varsity matches. What can they do to benefit their side?
Schallenbach with the return carry. Here is Froud. Crucial though that Cambridge complete this set now as well, isn't it?
It is. We saw Oxford make a few mistakes in the first half where they failed to get that kickoff. Cambridge look like they've done, have they? A reasonable job?
An injury.
An injury. Yeah, really important that you exit here, put the pressure back on and protect that try line.
Is Ben Schallenbach, who's just attracted the attention of the referee. It's potential head injury, I think. Hugo Lloyd-Williams is going to get back out there.
Again, is this injury number 3 for Cambridge, or their pivot came back on, but I don't know whether they have 2 out of action, and this is the 3rd. But head knocks are not something to be taken lightly.
Ben Schallenbach has been taken off, and Hugo Lloyd-Williams gets back out there. Interestingly, all the Cambridge players went into a huddle there. The Oxford players didn't.
Yeah, definite change in body language. Whether that suggests that Cambridge is slightly more united here, we're yet to be seen. But maybe Oxford just have a trust in the process, I don't know.
And Hugo Lloyd-Williams straight back into it.
5 in that tackle for Oxford. I think that sends a message.
As Cambridge then bring it away from their own end. Oxford have muscled up in defence. On the last tackle, it's with Stockdale again. Plenty of time. That's come off the outside of the boot. That's gone out on the full. So there's another error from Cambridge, and Oxford are going to get air field position again.
Small margins, again another opportunity from a Cambridge mistake. Oxford not converted these very well in the first half. Another big set of defence by Cambridge. I wonder whether this work will tell in the last 10 minutes on that fatigue on the legs.
And they'll start 30 away from the line with Bishop. Here's Joe Grosvenor, who's got back out there. Looks to have recovered from his earlier knock. That could be crucial, getting him back out there. As
it is. He's a big leader in this side, and the Oxford team will definitely benefit from his presence on the pitch. Again, Lewis making good yards there, brushing off 1 tackle.
Green and Barrett will play it as Reader jumps from dummy half, likes a scoot, and he stopped a couple short of the line. Oxford building pressure here now as Green and Barrett at dummy half goes on his own. Last tackle, repeat set minimum needed here for the Dark Blues. It's back to Gordon, taken as he kicked it, and it's been put down, and it's going to be a knock on, and it's going to be another repeat set for Oxford.
I thought there were numbers out right there if we could just move that ball, but a good kick under pressure by Jack Gordon, and Cambridge unable to take that there, so another big defensive set by them, but looking good despite the scoots and the pressure, the pace that Oxford attack. Cambridge have answers to all of the questions so far.
So if you are just tuning in, we are playing 2021 rules at the moment, so no scrums today. That's what the Bucks Championship is under this year, and Oxford then with a big chance with Grosvenor. Have Oxford got something up their sleeve here? And it's not the best ball from Oscar Bishop, and they'll lose 10 metres on that play as Reader at dummy half goes to that right hand side. Here is Grosvenor again. He's got through a lot of work since getting back out there.
He loves rugby league. Any excuse to get his hands in the ball and drive those legs is a good one.
As They'll go to the right. Here is Quizera, one try already today. He's close, very close. Very, very close.
That's a set move, a favourite by the club, that 4-man attacking that short side.
Grosvenor again on the last tackle. Again, repeat set minimum. They just need to keep building this pressure, don't they? As Hughes with the crossfield kick for Folkard. Bats it back on the inside. It's collected. Huge chance here for Green and Barrett. Oh, and Green and Barrett's lost it over the line. And then yet again, another huge, huge chance goes west for Oxford.
I thought Harry Folkard had redeemed himself. A really good tap back inside. Dan Cotton with his head on attacking the line with Lewis, Green and Barrett outside. Unfortunately, again, great defence. A good shot first up, just dislodges that ball in Lewis, Green and Barrett's hands.
Got to start taking some opportunities, Oxford.
Yeah, I wonder at what point they start to ask themselves whether this just isn't their day. I think Cambridge, they've had some luck. They've had some really, really good defence. And they'll be, every time Oxford fail to convert, they'll be strengthened in their resolve.
Here we are inside the last quarter here at Iffley Road. Cambridge ahead by 14 points to 10. I've got to credit the way Oxford dragged themselves back into this game as Hugo Lloyd-Williams with the carry. As Tunley at dummy half to Stockdale. Stockdale with a break. Stockdale with a chance. Chance for Cambridge as Stockdale, great cover tackle from James Milford. Again, Reuben Brown screaming for it. They've gone the other way. Here is Alex Froud. And again, we see Reuben Brown waving the hands. They're going to go the short side with Stockdale. Great tackle. Superb defence down that right-hand side to quell the Cambridge attack, and Oxford have survived, but what a good break from Elliot Stockdale.
Absolutely, the game just starting to unravel a little bit. A few half holes, a few forwards with heavy legs. Stockdale really utilising that space and attacking well. A good covering tackle, but Cambridge very much on the front foot there and showing that they're still a threat in this game and taking the ball right down the other end of the pitch. Cambridge
looking to jam the defence in at the moment. It's a last tackle turnover, so it is going to be in the corner. We just look at this Cambridge defensive line now. I don't know if we can get it on the wide shot, but they're jammed in right level with the post, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's a very, very bold pivot that's going to throw this wide on tackle 1 or 2. I think Cambridge really lining up for some shots first up, stopping that exit just to see what Oxford have to offer here.
So Cambridge looking to muscle it up on defence. As Reader at dummy half. Gets it in field to Oscar Bishop. Reader at dummy half. Here is Brian Quizera.
I wonder whether just a little early kick in behind 5 here, just get Cambridge turning their back and attacking that ball.
Oxford have done well to get 12 short of halfway. As Reader at dummy half. Fullback in the line down this left hand side. Here is Folkard. Chance for Folkard, puts the kick through. It's going to be a foot race between Chatfield, and Chatfield's got back there, and Chatfield now looks to counter the kick. The move was right when it came.
Yeah, it's a good option. I don't mind that at all. Pin his ears back, see what happens. But Chatfield done very well there and come out and made excellent yards for Cambridge.
And they'll play it on the 20. Just
this game is simmering here. I can feel it's about to blow. Something's got to give soon. Cambridge has got to throw the Oxford, got to throw the kitchen sink.
Tom Allen is on his way for Cambridge to get back out there. Stockdale to Lloyd-Williams. Ryan Parry is back out there as well.
Yeah, maybe a bit of blood again, a bit of a head knock. I think that's Joe's day done, but a great shift from him, and he's done a lot for his side.
He doesn't look well, does he, to be fair?
No, a bit of claret as well. I think his day is done.
As Allen then with the carry. Tunley at dummy half. Stockdale's just going to kick Cambridge out of trouble early. That's got 40-20 on it at the moment. It's just bounced the wrong way. Is it going to go dead? Is it going to have a bounce too many? Nope. And he's going to have to go, and he's not going to get out. And that's going to be a goal line dropout. What a kick from Elliot Stockdale. And as this game grows, his influence on this game grows. Again,
another outstanding kick from Stockdale. Looked like it was just going to tumble over the back, but it doesn't. It holds up. A real nasty one for Milford at fullback to deal with, and a good chase from Cambridge to pin him in there.
So it will be a goal line dropout. Cambridge will get a chance to go again. As Allen fields, as Allen winds up, picks his defender, gets the offload to Brown. That was a classic pick your defender moment, wasn't it?
That was. I don't think any of the left edge really fancied that when he was charging full tilt.
Fair play to Harry for getting involved as Lloyd Williams with the carry. Tunley at dummy half to this left hand side, and Stockdale pops it up to Ben Summers. There's Tunley at dummy half. Stockdale again. Here is Lloyd Williams. 10 out. Tunley waits at dummy half to this right hand side. Stockdale again puts a little kick in over the top looking for Brown, and that's great work, and it's going to be another goal line dropout. It's been touched down by James Milford, and Cambridge are just beginning to turn the screw now, aren't they?
It's good pressure. Another repeat set, another chance at 6 tackles. I wonder if Oxford are going to kick to the big man again and let him have another charge, or whether they're going to look at another option, because they're making good yards and the threat is always there.
There's nothing but big men back here for Cambridge at the moment, to be fair.
There are a lot of big men on this pitch, but it's up to Oxford to get off this line and go and make those hits.
So they'll go deep. It's going to be down the centre this time, and it's going to be Chatfield who gets there. And Chatfield almost goes under as Tunley at dummy half. Here is Allen. Tom Allen on the charge. Gets 10 away from the line. It's Tunley at dummy half. Lloyd Williams. Stockdale goes short for Allen again, and forward pass has been called, and Oxford have survived.
A real let off there, a great line. I don't think the Oxford defence had even seen him coming. So an excellent line and a free play for Oxford there. They needed a break, 3 sets on the bounce. They need a good exit here.
I think they'll just be happy to make halfway and get a good kick here, won't they?
Oh, I think they will be. This 20 minutes, normally Oxford's time to try and apply the pressure. In actual fact, they find themselves under the cosh with Cambridge turning the screw.
It's Quizera then with the carry. He got the second Oxford try as Reader at dummy half. Pops it up to Green and Barrett. It's Gordon. Gets it away down this left-hand side. Cambridge just need to keep it clean here at the moment. Pops it up to Gordon. Chance here for Dan Cotton. Dan Cotton gets it to Falkard. Oh, he went the wrong way. Dan Cotton went the wrong way. Then he had Gordon on the insiders. Reader at dummy half. Gets it back to Hughes. Crossfield kick. Who's going to get there? Oh, it's been put to ground by Milo Wills, and the chance has gone. But Dan Cotton went the wrong way there, didn't he?
The second time that we've seen Dan Cotton and Harry Falkard combining, both in the same year at the same college. They are really, really good friends, know each other really, really well. Unsurprising that they combine, but unfortunately just read the game slightly wrong. But good scramble from Cambridge again, asking questions, covering that area well so that it doesn't quite come off for Oxford.
So we've had some fantastic entertainment here on Our League and the Sportsman this afternoon, haven't we?
Oh, I think it's been a great game. It's been close. There's still a lot to play for in this 10 minutes. One score could decide this either way, but I think both halves have been a bit different. The second half, much more structured, more complete sets. In that first half, slightly more open, but anything can happen in this last 10 minutes.
But Oxford need to muscle up, force a turnover if they're going to get anything out of this game now. As Ben Summers down that left edge. Tunley at dummy half. Here's Owen Hanford in off the wing. This is a no-nonsense set from Cambridge, isn't it? Just get to that 40, get the offload, balls come out, and it's going to be a knock-on, and Oxford have forced a turnover in good field.
That's just what Oxford needed. It looked like a very regulation set from Cambridge, exactly what they need at this time. Just complete their set and kick. Oxford have managed to get a shot in, maybe the odd hand in there, who knows, the ref's not seen it, but we'll go with that for now.
Very sad to report that Joe Grosvenor looks in a lot of trouble on sideline at the moment. Hopefully a speedy recovery for you, Joe. It doesn't look well.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, he's done a lot for the club this year, rebuilding it out of COVID, so I hope he's okay.
As Reader at dummy half. Here is Parry, the captain. Come to this left-hand side. Gordon. Here is Dan, again, down this left-hand side to Folcard. Is there still a sting in this Taylor's? Milford gets a couple away from the line. It's with Hasler. Gets it away to Green and Barrett. And it's been a forward pass called in there, I think.
Looked like he was attacking from a lot of depth, so maybe he's overrun that somewhat or delayed the pass. But I think this Oxford spine just need to keep controlling this game. The lines are good, but we just need to get them attacking at space and attacking at speed.
Stick with us after the game. We will be having the trophy presentation. As Cambridge safety first with Chatfield. It's Tunley at dummy half. Stockdale again to Allen. Allen can go again, but he's wrapped up. Tunley back to Stockdale. Oh, here's another error. And a chance here for Oxford. Ball's still live at the moment, and our official's going to blow and we'll come back for a turnover. Here's another chance for the Dark Blues.
How many more do they want? I mean, Cambridge keep offering them options. I think if Cambridge would just get a few complete sets, get down the other end of the pitch, this game is game, set and match. But they keep just letting Oxford back in, but we really need to convert this chance here. They look so good until that 4th, 5th tackle, and they just start to panic a bit from somewhere.
Probably about 8 or 9 minutes left here at the moment. Alex Froud back out there now. Here come the Dark Blues. Gordon pops it up. Chance here. And they're in. Here's the try. Lewis Green and Barrett. Superb ball from Jack Gordon. And it's Lewis Green and Barrett who gets in. 74 minutes on the clock here at Iffley Road. It's all square. It's Oxford 14, Cambridge 14.
We asked how many more times do they want to go. It was just once more. Jack Gordon with a really nice delayed pass, the double pump, just hang the ball. Lewis Green about running a lovely line, doesn't even have to sell the dummy. Charge hard, little left foot step and in near the post. Now the key thing here is this kick is very gettable, and this changes the complexion of the game completely.
It's a pressure kick though, no kick's gettable when the pressure's on. Great line though from Lewis Green and Barrett. Great footwork to get away from Ted Chatfield as a hush descends on the crowd here at Iffley Road now. Late drama here in this varsity match, and Charlie Hughes taking his time, in no rush. Certainly not rushing, is he?
No, he needs to make sure that this goes between the posts. This is a really important kick for Oxford and for Cambridge.
So a hush descends on Iffley Road as Charlie Hughes lines up this kick, kicks on its way, and the flags are up here at Iffley Road in the 2022 Varsity match. Just over 5 minutes to go. The home side are ahead. It's Oxford 16, Cambridge 14.
Oh, game on here. Don't write off this Cambridge side. They're going to be hurting. They're going to want it. You can see their big middles jogging up to the centre of the pitch for this kickoff. If you're Oxford, watch out, because there are some big hits coming in to try and win this ball back.
Tom Allen's on his way back out there again. We are waiting for a football. Here it comes. They couldn't bomb another opportunity, could they?
Well, if they did, then they didn't deserve it. I mean, it was so good that they got over there, but they had enough chances. They had to go over at some point. This left edge proved fruitful for them this afternoon.
And Cambridge are going to kick deep-ish. He's going to find the grass. This is the big set of the game now. Must get to a kick.
Complete, and get rid. That's all we're interested in here.
As they'll go to that right edge.
I wonder if they think about kicking on fourth here. Just get rid of the ball. We just don't need some kind of turnover in this area.
Ooh, what was that all about? Joe Endicott with the carry. As Reader at dummy half. As Hughes. Nothing silly from Oxford here as Reader at dummy half to Gordon. There's this edge again. Chance here for Folkard down this left wing. Folkard tries to get away from Murphy but can't. Last tackle. Here is Hughes. Hughes just puts a little kick in. Can Hughes get there? No. Great cover. Great from Todd Tunley to get that ball back. And now it's Cambridge's turn.
It's super cover, but look at the metres Oxford have made up in the right area of the pitch here. Big defensive set. Cambridge really need to put the pressure on now, see what they can do. Can they get this ball to an edge and make some yards?
Here is Hugo Lloyd-Williams. Tunley waits at dummy half. Stockdale. Here is Chatfield into the line. They've found this edge with Summers. And Summers is wrapped up. Needs a quick play the ball. Oh, and there's a man down injured.
I think it's Milford down there. Just got
on
the wrong side of that tackle and wore a knee in the head or the neck. It's a shame for Cambridge. They had great momentum, but of course we have to make sure that Milford's okay.
He is moving slightly. Big raps to our referee Michael Overson there. He was quickly in there to get that situation. But what a game we've had.
Oh, it's been everything that you wanted. I mean, 2 points in it still, and probably somewhere around 4 minutes to go.
Here's the try again.
Oh.
Superb from double pump from Jack Gordon, and what a line from Lewis Green and Barrett.
Yeah, again, if you look at the Oxford left edge, I think Harry goes in as well. I think Dan Cotton goes in, but Jack Gordon really putting the strings, just giving the eyes.
Cambridge fans trying to get behind their team now here in Iffley Road.
Milford's been good for Oxford so far. They're going to have to put in a replacement fullback. I wonder whether just sticking a bomb on him on fourth here is an option.
The thing is, for me now, Rich, they need to be getting a repeat. They've got to build this pressure and get a repeat set and keep going and keep going. And
they do. We've not seen Cambridge opt for the grubber at any point today. They back themselves on their chase, and they got a bit of return under Harry Folkard on this left edge. I wonder whether they go for it again and see if they can get a little knock on.
What has Elliot Stockdale got up the sleeve? Here we go then. He's going to drop it off to Alex Froud, and Froud goes back towards the previous play. Last tackle, here we go. Reuben Brown's got the hands up again. Here is Stockdale, crossfield kick in the direction of Folkard. Oh, he's taken it this time. It's not, I apologise, it's Milo Wills. Great take.
Great take under pressure there, above his head. Exactly what the team needed. That's an awesome catch.
But now Oxford, safety first. No dramas there from Lewis, Green and Barrett. It's just one out football at the moment as Dan Cotton jumps from dummy half. Nothing silly as Gordon looks to kick Oxford out of trouble, gets a bounce. Here comes Quasi and he's done really well there as Owen Hanford. What have Cambridge got up their sleeve now? They'll start on halfway. I don't think anybody else was expecting that kick then.
No, I think it's the right option. Get rid, just complete your set and see
Here's
what
a
Cambridge
kick
has to offer.
on the first tackle. Nobody else has read that, and Milo Wills is back there, and just this little sense of panic there from Stockdale.
There's a hint of desperation in that kick on first, just giving the ball back to Oxford in reasonable position. And Milo Wills done really well as the makeshift fullback there to deal with that.
As Denzel. Oh, there's an error. It's gone backwards though, and it's fallen kindly into the hands of Ryan Perry.
Ryan Barry in no rush to get off the floor there.
Oh, you wouldn't be, would you? As Oscar Bishop with the carry, they're on halfway. It's back with Hughes, and Hughes is just going to get the kick away. It's going to bounce away from Murphy. Murphy will field on the goal line, and it's a great end to the set.
Great
Cambridge
chase there.
have got 90 metres to go to get something from this game. As Chatfield from dummy half. Tunley at dummy half. Stockdale. We are in added on time now. I still think there's a couple of minutes left here.
Oh, I still think there's a twist in this game. I can't really watch.
As Stockdale then looks to put a little kick through again. As Shalamak couldn't get there. Referees looking at the clock. As
Cambridge has got to go looking for this ball here. They've got to get off the line and make something happen.
Sandon with that carry. That one out football's good enough for Oxford. As Green and Barrett with another good half break. Can Oxford stamp home that superiority as Reader from dummy half? Down this left hand side, here is Wills. Penalty for Oxford. It's the first penalty they've got in the second half. Do you run the clock and take the two?
Oh, I wouldn't back the two from here. No kick is an easy kick, especially now. It looks like they might do. It depends how long is left, but just an unforced error from Cambridge has given Oxford the advantage. It looks like they're taking the two, they're taking the time. If this goes over, then it looks like this might be game over for Cambridge.
When the kick goes over, though, it will get we're in the last 5 minutes, so it will be time off on the back of the kick. Is there any time after the kick? That's the question we've got at the moment. The hush descends on Iffley Road again.
All eyes on Michael Overson here after this kick.
Are Oxford moments away from reclaiming the Varsity trophy? As Charlie Hughes then with the kick, kicks away. It looks good. It looks really good. And the flags are up here as Charlie Hughes with the kick. So 18-14. They will be at time off. It's got to be a short kick-off now for Cambridge, hasn't it?
It's got to be. There's never been a better time to catch a ball if you're an Oxford player. If you're playing for Cambridge, you've got to get off this line and you've got to compete for it, because the one thing they need is the ball here.
I think we're preparing for a pitch invasion here as the kick goes short. It's too deep and it's into the hands as Froud tries to steal, and that is it. It's all over here at Iffley Road, and Oxford have reclaimed the KJ Lee Trophy with an 18 points to 14 victory here this afternoon. They've come from 10 points down. It's more or less a reverse of the reserve game from earlier, but it's victory for Oxford. What a game.
Oh, credit to both sides. What an absolutely amazing game of rugby league. I hope that this shows everyone watching what this Varsity game has to offer. Some really good rugby league going from both sides. Cambridge starting really well, getting the advantage. Oxford coming back into it. But what an absolutely awesome fixture, and credit to both sides for what they put out here today.
We are going to have a trophy presentation very, very shortly on the pitch. But wow. We're not in charge of the man of the match this afternoon here, but I'm going to put you on the spot anyway.
So for me, there's two players that have really stood out. I think at the end of that first half, when the Allen brothers, when Hugo Lloyd-Williams were really charging into the line, Brian Quizera has put in some real shots in defence and stemmed the flow of pressure. But for me, the man that's been on the end of that pass all afternoon is Lewis Green and Barrett. He's made yards, he scored that important try for Oxford, and he was the first one to make a breakthrough and convince this Oxford side that this game was winnable. For me, he's made the difference today.
You've got to feel for Max Murphy, a Varsity hat-trick, and unfortunately ended up on the losing side.
Oh, don't. I mean, 20 minutes in, it looked so golden. Cambridge attacking really well. Oxford had no answers in defence. Really simple rugby league, just moving that ball to the right, and Oxford couldn't defend it. But unfortunately, they just couldn't convert in that second half. It seemed like the second half a much more cagey affair than the first. Perhaps nerves got the better of them. But yeah, well played to Murphy. He's put in a super shift in his Varsity game, got a hat-trick, but unfortunately wasn't to be.
A disappointment for Cambridge. That's the first time they've fallen to defeat in this 2021-22 season as well.
For sure, never a good time to lose in your unbeaten season, especially not in a Varsity game. They've obviously had an excellent campaign. I should say they're still in the Cup. They still have a shot at the Cup, and I wish them all the best with their Cup run. But yeah, great to see a close game, and a shame that they have to end their unbeaten season here.
How about Rugby League? What a game.
Oh, Rugby League, don't get me started. So nice to see Iffley Road again. Thank you to the Oxford University Rugby Union Club for hosting this match. A pitch filled with history, and so good to see the Rugby League game given the respect it's deserved on this pitch for what was an absolutely cracking fixture.
And let's pay tribute to Mark Timbrell, Ben Aldridge and our referee Michael Oberson this afternoon. A great performance from the third team on the field as well.
Oh, they've done a great job. I think whenever you play a game and you don't mention the officials at all, they've had an outstanding game. They've run the game well. It's not been about them. They've let the players play, and they've made all the right decisions. I don't think there's any decision that you can really complain about. So credit to them. They've had an excellent afternoon.
So we were about to get the KJ Lee Trophy presented here this afternoon. Ryan Parry is the winning captain. He will get his hands on that very, very shortly indeed. I'm just going to tip my hat to Hugo Lloyd-Williams from Cambridge this afternoon. He's got through a ton of work this afternoon as well, hasn't he?
I was thinking on that 17-minute mark that the time that he was starting to carry slightly with less power, Cambridge was struggling, and I think he's been the engine room of this Cambridge side. So credit to him, he's put in a real shift. I'd also shout out Alex Froud. I think whenever he's been on this pitch, Cambridge have had some go forward, and in defence he's been making some really important shots. So well done to both of those players. I think the Cambridge pack as a whole have really given some go forward, but they just couldn't get over in the end.
So we're going to go through the tries here this afternoon before the trophy presentation. So here we are. This is the first try of the second half. It was the completion of the hat-trick for Max Murphy. Great crossfield kick from Elliot Stockdale, and poor Elliot Folkard just lost the ball in the air, didn't he? And Murphy was on the spot.
Yeah, for me, Harry's teammates not helped him out massively. There's no real pressure on that kick. Elliot Stockdale, player of that class, giving him the time to make the kick, is always going to be pinpoint over his shoulder, and a good chase.
And here is what turned out to be the match winner. Just that little double pump from Jack Gordon put Lewis Green and Barrett through that gap, and he was happy to get over the line.
Absolutely, yeah, an excellent try there. So here we had another good option. Here you go. Look at those eyes. The double pump, just delaying that pass. Lewis with the leg drive, just ball in two hands. How often do we see it? The players just tuck it under one arm. Lewis has got the ball in both hands there, offering to pass and then just going back in off the left foot.
So, full time here. Thank you very much to everybody around the world who's joined us here on Our League and the Sportsman this afternoon. We are just in the middle of awaiting the trophy presentation here this afternoon. Do stick with us. We will be getting that in a couple of moments' time. Great celebrations. Love a pitch invasion though, don't you?
Yeah, there's always a pitch invasion. Any excuse for some ex-students to make a case that they're still relevant is a good one. So a few of the old players running on, trying to still be part of it. But full credit to the team currently. A lot has to be said for Cambridge as well. I mean, 11 years, Oxford wins on the bounce, and a lot of those years, the games, I think it's fair to say, were not a close run thing. So they've really improved their standard, and they've come and they've asked a real question.
For Student Rugby League this stage as well, these two teams have put on a fantastic show this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. I think the nerves were evident at the start. I think they always will be with the Varsity game. But hopefully this has been an outstanding advert for University Rugby League, but also University Rugby League from universities that don't necessarily or aren't famous for playing the format of the game. I know the Rugby Union in Oxford is massive, but to see the Oxford Rugby League side and the Cambridge Rugby League side coming out and putting on such a good performance is great to see, and long may it continue.
So here we go, presentation will take place any moment. We're just going to get the pitch cleared before the presentation of the trophies here this afternoon. We're just getting just going to have players only on the pitch. But if you are a student though, no matter if you go to Oxford University, Cambridge University, any university in the UK, most are now providing rugby league teams. If you've got nothing better to do with your Wednesdays, get yourself down there on a Wednesday afternoon, join your club. You'll make mates for life, won't you?
Oh, absolutely. I know that I was very much a rugby union player at school. I think I was so ignorant about rugby league. It benefited me, and it made me a much better rugby player coming down and learning this new game. So please do go down and play. And often the social scene at these rugby league clubs is also very healthy. So that's another excuse to play if you're a student.
That's what Wednesday nights are for, isn't it?
That is what Wednesday nights are for. 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. on a Wednesday, best 12 hours of the week.
So it is. Congratulations to Oxford. People just aren't clearing the pitch, are they? They are still trying to get the pitch cleared here at the moment, so we can get on with the presentation.
I think also mention should be made for the Maroons and the Cambridge second team earlier. Another excellent fixture decided within a try scored. Good to see that the depth of this fixture goes beyond just the Varsity game, and that ensures such high quality in the senior teams. Congratulations
to Cambridge, who won that one by 16 points to 14. They came from 14 points to 0 down in the second half to win that one. Great comeback from the Light Blues in that one. So here we go. And we are just still trying to get the pitch cleared here at the moment.
I really feel for this Cambridge side. I think they're really hurting. No one wants to lose the Varsity game, but to end the season, an unbeaten season, with this loss is a shame. But I really hope that they have a good cup run and they manage to take this emotion and put it into that, because they put an outstanding performance and they've got some really talented players. So hopefully this isn't the end of their season here.
So once again, thanks to Our League here for covering the game this afternoon, and to the Sportsman. Don't forget, you can catch the last tackle on the Sportsman Rugby League channel every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Also once a month as well through Our League. You will get the sin bin Rod Studd and Paul Cullen and Rob Hicks, who went through all the disciplinary matters in the last first month of the season as well. Still trying to get the pitch cleared. So we are trying to get the presentation underway here. So first of all, it's going to be the presentation for the reserve second teams. A thrilling game. So first of all, presentation is going to go for Cambridge. John Hobart doing the presentation of the reserve grade trophy.
Yeah, I saw the first half an hour of that game. It looked like Oxford were really dominant, carrying hard and moving the ball well. So it's a real credit to Cambridge for turning that round and coming back.
He's lost the lid. He's lost his lid.
Well, fair enough. I think when you come back from 14-0 to win your varsity match, you can get rid of most things.
Right, so we are about to present the big one. And it's going to be Ryan Parry who is going to collect the KJ Lee trophy on behalf of his teammates. First of all is the Bob Mahuta trophy for the man of the match. Bob Mahuta was instrumental in the creation of this game back 40 years ago. And the tradition is the losing coach chooses the man of the match. And it's gone to Charlie Hughes, who's got the official man of the match. Can't argue with that, to be fair.
No, he's had a good game. He's pulled the strings well. He's made some really important kicks at tricky times. So absolutely well deserved. Well played, Charlie.
I guess these boys have got a quiet night planned then.
No comment.
All off for a dinner, aren't they?
We are off for a dinner. There's an old boys dinner at St Cross College. And then I think there might be a speaker. I don't actually know who it is.
Sean Long.
There you go. There is a speaker. So yeah, there is an old boys dinner to reconnect with some of the old players tonight.
As Cambridge get that round of applause. Do you think Ryan's regretting his haircut now?
Absolutely not. I think the rule is he has to wear that for a week, and I think he'll wear it with pride. Had the result gone the other way, then maybe that would have been shaved off tomorrow, but I think he'll be proud of that.
So here comes Ryan Parry to collect the trophy from John Hobart. And here he comes. And there are the celebrations. So it is congratulations to Oxford. They are the 2022 Rugby League Varsity champions. Tries from Harry Folcard, Brian Quizera, and then what turned out to be the winner from Lewis Green and Barrett. 3 goals from the boot of Charlie Hawes against a Max Murphy hat-trick and the 1 goal from Ched Tatfield. It has finished here at Iffley Road 18 points to 14 in favour of the Dark Blues of Oxford. Richard, thank you very much for your company here on Our League and the Sportsman this afternoon. Don't forget to check for your exclusive content on both Our League and the Sportsman. The Last Tackle's back on Wednesday night at 6:30 from us all here at Iffley Road. Thank you very much for your company here this afternoon. We'll see you on both channels very, very soon indeed.